growing up in Iowa. I grew up on a farm. Normally during the summer, I go back, and so this year I was back on the farm. My dad baled what we call square bales of hay, which are little small bales that you pick up by hand and then you stack, and it's really hard and it's really physical. I'm pretty sure I was driving a tractor in the field when I was 5 years old, and I was probably driving, a pickup truck on the road when I was 10, and it's just kind of this part of growing up as a farm boy in Iowa. I didn't start out thinking that I wanted to be a teacher. Through being an engineer, I think it was a great job, and at some point it just felt like it wasn't meaningful enough. That there really had to be something more to life than that job. And through just different explorations, I came across an opportunity to teach at an international school in Chiang Mai, Thailand. The biggest turning point for me was when the person that was my head of department at that time pulled me aside one day. He just said, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I want you to let you know that the students really enjoy having you as a teacher. So then I moved back to Austin, Texas, enrolled in a program that allowed me to get my certification, and then taught in Austin, Texas for 4 years before moving to Hong Kong. Students are confident but not competent in their technology skills. Teaching computer science is really it's a different approach. Even if they're competent at technology skills, that doesn't mean that programming is going to come easy for them. And so I think it is sometimes challenging for them to put themselves into that mindset of how do you tell a computer to do something. People ask what I teach. I generally want to say, I teach computer science and I teach robotics here at the school. But in reality, what I believe I teach is students. One of my favorite quotes to tell students is, if all you learn from me is how to program, then I feel like I failed you as a teacher. Because there's so much more that I think is important for them to learn. My colleague Neetu and I started looking at bringing Apposite into our classroom. We wanted to identify traits that we felt like could be easily demonstrated in our class, but traits that also were useful to students beyond our classroom. The traits that we came up with were failure, the ability to kind of be independent learners, reflect upon their learning, assessing their understanding. In the end, what we realized what we were doing isn't that we were necessarily transforming our teaching, but we were being more intentional with kind of explaining to the students what they could expect in our class. I remember when I came back to school this year, I had a student who had left a thank you note at the end of last year. And somehow I just didn't get it when the year ended. I don't know if they left it after I left or the reasons, but it was just a really touching note. Over the last year, I've received a couple notes from students, and in many ways, I'm not sure if students quite understand how much teachers appreciate when someone tells them the impact that they're making on their lives.